Hi, today we're going to talk about how to create your newsletter. We're going to start with going to your marketing on the left hand menu. This is your main menu. Then you're going to click on emails on your top menu, and that's going to take you to this screen that says email marketing. And you're going to look for templates. Now, you have the option to create a completely new template or to use a potential existing one that might be sitting here. So, we're going to look and see if there's one already sitting um, in our queue, and we have some that were previously created. So we've got these newsletter templates. Now if I wanted to, I could go and create a completely new template by clicking on new and then go to email marketing templates. And you do have the option to look for templates based upon the subject matter. I say it doesn't really matter as long as the layout is what you're looking for, but you can click on real estate here, for instance, and you've got 81 templates to choose from. Now, these are general emails, but they can be used as newsletter templates. Okay, so you can also go here. Let's see if anything comes up when we type in newsletter. Nope, not specifically. But you can use any of these right here as a newsletter, and they're easily editable as well. So you could go here, for instance, and say choose template. And what it does is it brings you into an email, and this one would be a great one for a newsletter, as a matter of fact. Okay, so you see here it has a picture, it's got an article header, it's got a little description and read more, which is where you can put your article URLs. Everything within the system is can be edited by basically clicking on it and then making your choices. So if I wanted to do a different header here, I would click on that and I would go over to the left hand side where it says image URL, and you see here an image and it's got a little pencil. You're going to click on that and you can upload a different image from your library. You can also create new images and then upload those right here where it says upload. So let's just say you don't have the image you want to use uploaded to your media storage yet. You can actually click upload. It'll take you to your computer, so you can choose the location on your computer to pull the image that you want to put into that box. So instead, we could click on any one of these, and you see how now that I've clicked on one image, there is insert media is highlighted with blue, and you can choose that to insert a new image, and then that would be the header image. Same thing here with logo. Now, in this case, I actually recommend that you make sure your logo is of the right, could be of the right size or whatever, but you can edit that. And let me see if I have my logo in here where we could edit that. Here we go. We'll just pick this right here. I double clicked on it. That's another way you can choose it. And see how it came in? It came in a little bit distorted. So we can drag it, which is what I just did. I just clicked on that little round emblem right there, and I clicked on it and I moved it to get it to change. But if you look also over here on the left, you can see that the width and the height adjusted with what I did here, moving it manually. But you can also do it over here with the numbers to change that to whatever logo you want that to be. Now, as far as changing your articles and those kinds of things, you want to note here that you have contact first name. So when you see this where it's got these symbols here, you've got this kind of an entry that is coming from your custom values. and your custom values are up here on the right hand side. You'll see your menu here at the top above your newsletter. You'll see custom values. If you click on that, that's where you get all those nifty little pre-filled fields that you can insert into any of your emails, your newsletters, that type of thing. And so in this case, it says contact first name. That was sourced right here where it says contact, and then you could choose full name or first name. So that's where that comes from, and you'll want to make sure that that's what you're pulling from. And then, of course, you do have the other fields and custom fields within your contact record, which can include things like spouse birth date, spouse email. I mean, there's just other things in there that are unique spouse names. So if you wanted to add in the spouse's name as well to your email, you could do that. You see it right here. We're one of the few CRMs that have that capability. But that's your custom fields. And you can do your own personal note to your clients right here. You literally just click in the box and you would just start typing whatever you want to type. Just like that. You would just type. So that's how you would change that. And then same thing down here, you would just click on whatever it is you want to change. And you'll look when you have editing options over here to the left, you can change the image. You can click in the box, change the wording. And then of course you can change the URL. Just make sure you have the article URL you want to use. A lot of times I'll use Chat GPT just to make my little pre-description. These can be longer descriptions. This is kind of short because this is just a template. It's just an example, but you can make those descriptions longer. You can use images from like Canva or wherever you have your images, you stored. You can use any of those and insert those into your newsletter. Once you're done, you're going to hit save and save your template. Your save is up here on the top right. Now, I do want to say too, if you want to add something, let's just say you want to add an element, or let's say you already have content, but it's in a code, right? So it's in HTML code. So you see right here where I've gone over here and I've gone add elements. It's given me the elements menu. And these are items that you can just literally drag and drop wherever you want them to be. So I'm going to drag and drop code. I'm going to pull it over here and I'm going to put it right below the little intro sentence. And it says use your own custom HTML. Okay, so I drag and dropped it right into that spot. And if you look on your left, it says use your own custom HTML. Okay, so what I do is when I have the code, sometimes again, I'll use chat to help with that. I highlight what's here and then I paste in whatever code I want to use. So you don't want to leave what's in this box here. You're going to delete that, get rid of that, right? And you're going to post it. You're going to actually paste in whatever code you want to use. Once you do that, that is going to show up in your email. Now, the thing to be aware is that any code that you use, you're going to see that this is where the code is. You're going to want to save and preview it to see what it actually looks like. You can also send yourself test emails to see whether or not that looks good when you receive it. So I clicked on test email here, user email, right? Sender name is optional. I'm sending it to my email address and of course email subject, and I would go newsletter test. Okay. And then I would send myself a test. And that's how you can check things out well before sending them to your clients. The other thing you want to make sure you do is you go in here to settings when you're done, and you want to go ahead and you want to set your from name, your from email, your email subject. Go ahead and do that here in the actual template and make sure you do that. That way, in the future, if you're in a hurry, you're reusing a template, those settings will be there for you when you clone and reuse those templates. So it's just a great way to save you time and effort later and make sure that things are showing up properly for the people who are receiving your emails. Now, if we wanted to go in here and go, I'm going to go news. Just going to choose, I'm going to show you here. You'll see that there's a May, newsletter May, and a newsletter May clone. So what happens is that we can clone previous newsletters to keep our templates. Maybe we've adjusted it the way we liked. We've taken one from the system, we've adjusted it, and we just need to change the content. You can always come over here to these three dots and click clone, and you can rename it. Now, in this case, I did not rename it, but you can rename it. And so you could say newsletter August or newsletter September or whatever month it is that you're wanting to clone, and you can actually change this and make it whatever you want it to be. So it might be September. Okay. And so you have that ability, and then it will show up, and that's the one that you start to edit, right? So then that would be the one that you would be editing for the month that you're working on. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that gives you a quick overview. As always, you can give us a call. We can go over it more in depth at any time, but that should give you a good idea of how that works.